Hi there guys, Jonesy here and welcome to a bit of a tips video. I've never really done one of these before, but it was prompted from the other day when I did my Jonesy's question time video, which you can catch once a week, usually on a Sunday, where someone asked if I had any advice for people starting out on YouTube. And I quickly realised that it was something I felt I could talk a little bit about. You know, someone who's nearly on 600 subscribers now, and I'm kind of at that halfway house of, you know, just about to sort of, you know, what I class as kind of making it a little bit. You know, I have people who watch me regularly. I thought I would give sort of 10 what I think important tips to people just starting out, you know, or maybe thinking of starting out a YouTube channel. Because it can be a little bit daunting, and sometimes, you know, you're not too sure where to go or how to do anything. So yeah, I thought I'd do this little video, and hopefully it can help some of you out. So yeah, here we go. Number one, know your content. Obviously the most important thing is, before you start your YouTube channel, is what do you want to do on it. You know, if you go into it and just think, oh, I'll make a YouTube channel, you know, and I'll entertain people, and then you create it all up, and then you sit down and you think, oh wait, what am I actually going to do? You know, are you wanting to do gaming stuff? You know, be a sort of gaming commentator kind of thing? Are you wanting to review games? Are you just wanting to do playthroughs, let's play kind of videos? Are you wanting to do edited stuff, you know, like machinima style? Are you wanting to just do vlogs, you know, kind of, you know, diary style, like some of the stuff that I do, or people out there like, you know, Emma Blackery and, you know, Evan Edinger and people like that? Are you wanting to go down that route? Are you wanting to do just purely funny stuff, you know, sketches, you know, little short movies and everything? You know, there's so many things that you can do out there. You know, people just do tips, you know, have like channels for tips on everything. You know, work out in your mind what you think you could do best and utilise you know, what your strengths are. And make sure you know what you want to do before you set your YouTube channel, because the worst thing to do is set it all up and get excited, and then you get into it and you don't really know what you want to do, and you just experiment putting various things out, and you kind of get a little bit lost amongst lots of different things. So that's kind of one of the worst things you can do. So yeah, definitely know your content. Number two, know your audience. Again, once you set out what content you want to do, kind of see what age groups, you know, what gender. It's all kind of, not that you need to aim it at gender, but you know, once you start getting your content out there, kind of just, it's good at looking at your, you know, your analytics page and looking at what kind of people are responding to you, and it's not so much kind of playing, you know, to that specific audience, because there's always people, you know, that are out of that, say, demographic that will still watch you and enjoy it. But I think it's important to really, you know, stick to what people are enjoying to see on your channel. You know, it's pointless kind of starting a channel and you get, you know, people watching you for the stuff that you do, and then you just go off and do something completely different, and you just kind of lose that audience. So know what kind of people that you are, you know, aiming for in what you do and the content that you're creating. Number three, know your software. You know, when it comes to videos going out on YouTube, it's more often than not you're going to need some form of editing software. You know, when you first get started, you can just do it off your phone if you want and upload it straight onto YouTube, but it doesn't look too great. I mean, for starting out, fair enough, and if there's no other way of you doing it, then great. You know, it's the only way you can start, and you know, the way phones are going now, they're just as good as having cameras anyway. But obviously, you know, price comes into it. You know, I don't really want to know with the money so far that I've put into, you know, the software and, you know, equipment that I've got, and I mean, that's it, not even close to what some YouTubers have. But you know, you want to know what you're setting out to use. So I mean, when I first started out, I literally just used a little cheap webcam. Then I kind of upgraded that a little bit, and I was just using Movie Maker, which comes free with most, you know, Windows and everything. And that's great. It really is so great to use. You know, if you have absolutely no experience using editing software or anything, then Movie Maker is great because it's so simple and so easy to use, and you know, you can get done what you needed to get done. You know, it is limited, but for starting out, it's all you need. And yeah, like I say, camera wise, just webcams are a great way to start. You know, you can get them cheap enough nowadays, but you know, if you're wanting to get decent quality out of it, then you know, sort of spending £20 to £30 on a webcam, you'll get the quality that you want. And then you can look at, you know, getting digital cameras, moving on to DSLR cameras and stuff like that. But just starting out, you know, don't go all guns blazing and wasting, you know, throwing all your money at it. If you don't have the money, then you know, you can do it cheaply and effectively. Number 4, practice. If you're going into this and you've never used editing software before, you've never used cameras before, you know, microphones and everything, it's so important to practice and everything, because the worst thing to do is to, you know, go through everything that you've done so far. You know, you've looked at the content you want to do, and then you get down and you know, you use a webcam or a camera. You don't know how to focus it, so you're shooting something that's out of focus. You use a microphone that you're either too far away from or you're too close to, and then you're using editing software that you don't know how to use. So before you do put out that first video, just do some practice ones. You know, do practice recordings, both visually and audio wise. You know, do practice things for practice videos to edit on, and kind of learn just basic techniques. You know, kind of just even down to fade-ins and fade-outs and transitions, and kind of get a feel for the editing style that you want to do. Or if you want to do any jump cuts or anything, if you just want to do you know, content that just goes all the way through and you're not having to bother with jump cuts, then that's fine. But at some point, you know, if you're wanting to make a you know, more entertaining, decent vid, then you know, you kind of slowly ease yourself into it. But yeah, practice is the best thing to do. And also, you know, having scripts just off camera, or you know, little post-it notes with bullet points on. You know, if you're going into a video where you're vlogging or giving tips or reviewing something, don't just go into it thinking, oh, it's all in my head, I've got it all up here, because 9 times out of 10 you'll get into it and you'll keep stopping and forgetting what you're saying, and you just lose track of it. I mean, that's how I started off stupidly. I don't know why I did, but now it is so much easier. Even when you get to a point where you feel you're more natural with it, it's still always best just to have off camera just some little bullet points or a little script or something that you can go off, because that way you just can't go wrong and you don't lose your way and you still sound fairly professional. I mean, God, I managed to do it. Number 5, take on board constructive criticism. Once you've got into doing a few videos and everything on YouTube, and you get your little band of followers and everything, you will get people giving you criticism and constructive criticism. You'll get people either saying, this is great, carry on doing this, or I'm not so sure about that, have you thought about doing that? When you start, sometimes you can maybe let it get to you a little bit, which is a natural thing to do, but at the end of the day, these people, if, like I say, as long as they're being constructive about it, then you know, they're doing it because they're giving you, it's, you know, it's the best kind of feedback. You know, don't shut it out. You know, listen to what people are saying. Sometimes you may disagree with them and not go along with what they're saying, but at least just, you know, take it in, think about it, and you know, again, 9 times out of 10, if you take it on board and you think about changing a few things, it makes you a better YouTuber and it makes you a better person as well. So don't look at it and think of it negatively. You know, take it on board, and yeah, it's the best way to go about it, really. Number 6, don't let hate comments get you down. On the flip side to that, obviously you get your constructive criticism, but YouTube and the internet being what it is, you're going to get people giving you shit for it, and giving you a lot of hate comments, and it's just what it is. When you get into YouTube, you need to accept that you're going to have people giving you abuse for no, you know, apparent reason. You're going to get people being very horrible and saying nasty things, and although it is hard, it's best to just ignore it. I know that is really hard to do, and you know, even now I still see things that you know, it can get to you every now and again, but just majority of the time, just ignore it. You know, if you feel it gets so bad on certain things, then you know, you always have the option to turn the comments off or disable comments. But the best thing to do is ignore them and just concentrate on the positive. You know, concentrate on the people that are, you know, praising you, giving you positive feedback, and just accept that, you know, YouTube comment section in general is pretty much a cesspit. I mean, you look at some major YouTube stars and just go through the comment section, and you'll see the array of idiots that you get there. So don't let it get you down if you're just getting started. Don't let it put you off doing things. You know, people are cruel, it's just the way things are. So it's best just to ignore it, concentrate on the positives and just keep doing what you're doing. Number 7, don't be afraid to make changes. Once you've got your foot in and settled down with what you're doing on your channel, there may be times where you think, am I doing this right? Do I actually want to be doing that instead of that? Then don't be afraid to do that. You know, never be afraid to make change on your YouTube channel. I mean, I've been going 2.5 years now, and for about a year and a half, well, just short of 2 years, I kind of stayed and stuck to what I was doing, and I was afraid of kind of changing things, thinking that, you know, I might lose, you know, a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers and people that watch me. But at the end of the day, if you feel it's for the best for your channel, and you feel things are maybe getting stale, then don't be afraid to make changes. You know, every now and again you can think, oh, I might just try this out. And at least, you know, as long as you try it, you know, it might not work, but at least you've tried it and you always learn something from it. You know, don't be afraid of upsetting, you know, certain followers, because there are going to be times where you do different things and people that have subscribed to you and watched you for a while may not like it and you may lose them. But on the flip side, you'll gain someone else and you'll bring someone else in. So don't think once you've, you know, started doing YouTube and certain style of content, don't think you're just strapped down and stuck to that particular content. You know, branch out a bit. If you feel, you know, you're getting a little bit boxed in, then don't be afraid to you know, get out of that box and do something that you really want to do, that you think would improve your channel. Number 8, take inspiration from other YouTubers, but don't emulate them. I think it's important, you know, I think most people when they start out on YouTube, they will have people that they watch and people that they look up to, and it's good to be inspired by YouTubers. You know, I've made no bones about it before. I'm massively inspired by the likes of Nerdcubed, by people like In the Littlewood, and you know, a few others, and that's great. You know, it's good to be inspired by people, and you know, you can take on notes and, you know, editing styles that they do, the way they do certain things. But the worst thing to do is just trying to emulate them. You know, YouTube is a place nowadays where it is difficult to be you know, a kind of an original content creator, because everyone's in a way doing the same thing in one way or another. So that's obviously going to happen. But so often you will see people trying to make it on YouTube that are so clearly trying to be, you know, the next PewDiePie or the next Tobuscus or the next Zoella. It's, you know, Dan and Phil and everything, and it's really bad, because, you know, although you do get some people kind of, you know, going with that, you know, you're never gonna fully make it, and you're never gonna get the respect that you deserve, because at the end of the day you're not being creative and you're not being yourself. You know, you're trying to be someone else. So it's important to, you know, take inspiration from other YouTubers and try and help that, you know, grow yourself and grow your channel. But don't try and be someone who you're not. You know, just be yourself, and, you know, people will love you and like your content for who you are, not for who you're trying to be. Number 9, don't put out content that you're not happy with. The amount of times that I have spent ages filming something, and then when I come to editing it, I'm really not happy with it, or something hasn't quite worked out, but because it's taken so long to do, I just put it out there anyway, because I just can't be bothered. And that has been the worst things I've ever done, and I've not done it for a while now, gladly, and it's something that I learned quite early on. At the end of the day, the way you've got to look at your YouTube channel, although you have your you know, followers and subscribers and people that will watch you, you know, daily or weekly or everything, and you know, that know the kind of content you put out, each video that you put out, you're guaranteed to get at least one new viewer. So if you put content out that you're not 100% sure about, and you think, you know, I could have done so much better with that, you know, people who watch you regularly will, you know, accept it and think, oh, well, that wasn't as great, but we know he does good content. You get someone coming in and seeing that for the first time, saying, oh, he's not done that brilliantly. If it comes across a bit lazy, I'm not going to watch him again. You've got to think that each time you put a video out, you're going to have new people watching it, and you want to put out the best that you possibly can do. So even if it means going back and re-recording something, re-editing something, take the time out to make it the best that you can do. Because YouTube is such a massive platform. You're putting it out there to possibly thousands upon thousands of millions of people. So you want yourself to look good. So yeah, don't put out content that you're not happy with. And finally, tip number 10: enjoy yourself. You've got to do it for the fun of it. You really have. It's very easy starting out YouTube and looking at the very top and looking at the likes of PewDiePie on however, 60 million subscribers is on or something. He easily gets like 1 million views per video, and he'll be earning a lot of money. And it's decent money if you can get it. It's very easy to look at that and think, oh, I'll do that, I can do that. It's easy to create content and everything, and really that's the worst thing you can do. It's important to have goals. I think it's great to push yourself and have goals when you're doing stuff like this in any form of life, no matter what you do. But in YouTube as well, it is important to have goals. But at the end of the day, if you're simply just doing it for the money and for the fame side of things, then you're in it for the wrong reasons, and you shouldn't do it really. At the end of the day, you need to enjoy yourself whilst you're doing it and have fun whilst you're doing it, and actually enjoy your own content. If you don't enjoy your own content and you're just doing it because you think, oh, that'll get the views, I don't enjoy doing it, but it'll get the views, it'll get the money, and you're not going to create the best content that you can. I've got to a point now, that's why I made such big changes on my channel, because I felt I was getting so stale, I was fed up of repeating myself and doing the same thing over and over again. So that's why I have a different variety of stuff that I do now, and that's every single piece of content that I put out, and also on the Bar Tap channel as well, on the second gaming channel. We put out content and play games and do things that we enjoy doing. I could quite easily do FIFA videos week in, week out, doing Ultimate Team videos, doing pack openings for that, and I would no doubt get thousands more views than what I do right now. It's been proven I've done FIFA videos before, the view count would shoot straight up, but I don't enjoy it. It would make me more money, but I don't enjoy it, and I would not enjoy filming it, I wouldn't enjoy editing it. But I don't want to, cater for the masses in a way. I know that sounds bad in a way, but if I'm not enjoying it, there's no point doing YouTube anymore. If you get to a point when you're not enjoying doing it, and you just feel like it's a bit of a, just a task trying to edit stuff that you don't enjoy, or, pretending to enjoy a game, there's no point doing it anymore. And it's, it's a shame when you do see people out there, clearly catering for the masses and doing stuff that they don't normally do, and clearly don't enjoy doing, but they're doing it because they know they'll get more money for it. It's kind of sad really, and it's the way it's kind of going a little bit. Although it's nice to dream and think, one day you can do it as a job. Set yourself that as a goal. Don't constantly fixate on it. I was probably guilty of doing that at a point, and maybe we were with Bar Tap. But if you just get over that and just think, sorry, if it happens one day, it happens. If you create the content that you feel is good enough, eventually people will latch on, and people will enjoy it and share it about, and you will get the subscribers and the views and and that's great. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. But don't fix it and think, I'm definitely going to make this my job one day, because it's a big thing to aim for. And although it is good to dream big and think big, sometimes you just have to lower yourself down a little bit and just think, let's just do this for the fun. Let's enjoy doing what I do, whether it's one person, 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people that's watching. It doesn't matter. As long as you're still entertaining one person and you're having a good time, then keep on going for it, and that's it really. So there we go guys. If you are just starting out in YouTube or thinking about starting a YouTube channel, then I really hope that has helped. Kind of from my own experiences mainly. Some people may disagree with some of the things that I've said or the way I've gone about it, but that's my own personal view and thoughts and tips to people starting out on YouTube. So I really hope that does help guys. If you have any thoughts or questions about anything I've just said, then please do leave questions below in the comments or at my Twitter at ChrisJonesLUSC. Please do like and also subscribe if you haven't already, that would be much appreciated. But until then guys, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you all very soon.